Hey guys, Ed here. How's everybody doing? Hey, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to part two of our Aft Tower. We started it on last week's video. Go back in my library, check out the one prior to this one, and you can see where we started on that. We're going to try to complete that step today in this video here. So we got a lot to do, guys. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it. Guys, welcome back to Models and Beer. Okay, guys, just a fast recap from last week. We started step 6 last week's video, and it consisted of these parts here. We did remove the inscribed stairs and sand it down and put in the photo etch stairs, and it was primed and painted. And here are the completed pieces from last weekend. So through the week, I was playing around just dry fitting these pieces together, trying to see what kind of a fit we have, or if we were going to have fit issues. And I got to thinking, guys, these four pieces that are in the white down here have, let me circle them for you, have photo etch on them. And I have concerns simply because there's holes now. See these holes that are in these pieces? Something goes into those. And let me circle them for you. There we go. Something goes into these holes, guys, and I'm afraid of damaging the photo etch ladders and stuff by putting extra, stress trying to push those pieces in. The fit on Trumpeter parts are very tight as they are, and you add paint and primer to that, and sometimes it requires a little bit of muscle to get those parts in, and I was concerned about the damage to the photo etch that we already have on there, and the glued joints, that they don't collapse from the extra pressure. So I jumped ahead in the instructions and found those pieces, and here they are here. And I went ahead and cut those out of the sprue, guys, and went ahead and put them into their slots on this tower that we're building, simply to save trouble from down the road. So here's the pieces now. All right, so I'm going to have to reprime and repaint these pieces again. I have not done that. I just wanted to show you what I did off camera with these pieces I put in. And I just assumed, put them in while the pieces are flat like this, rather than trying to put it together as a completed structure with, many glue joints to worry about. All right, guys, moving on. Let's go ahead and get started on this lower half here. And we need parts B13, A9, A10, A5, A3, A6, and A11. And let me lay those out. Here we go. Got all the pieces already cut out from the sprues. And let me number these so we can see what is what. There we go. Okay, guys. Parts A3 and A6 have these little windows here that we need to get cut out. Fortunately, Trumpeter did us a favor and made those nice and thin. You can see the light passing through the windows there. So they've made them nice and thin, so there shouldn't be any problem getting those cut out. There we go, look at that. All right. So basically what I'm just going to do is scribe with the end of the X-Acto blade into the little squares and just kind of work my way around until it falls out. And they're not really thick, guys. Like I said, you can see the light passes through them with no problems. So we're just going to scribe on the edges just like this and work our way around. And Okay, guys, and you might be asking yourself, how did we get to this point so quickly? Yeah, I had a big mishap, guys, is what happened, and everything I had filmed up to this point here is in the garbage. What I ended up doing and not paying attention is these pieces here and here. I put them on upside down, and I glued it. I put everything together. I painted it, and was wondering why I had gaps. I had gaps where this deck meets. There was noticeable gaps on each side, and I couldn't figure out why that deck wouldn't fit there. So I went back, looked at my instructions, and yeah, I put these pieces in upside down. So I had to tear everything back apart, which left a bunch of chunky super glue and junk all over the place. So I had to resand everything and put it back together and repaint, and it's still got some battle scars, guys, but it is what it is. I got a noticeable gap underneath here, and I'm not going to go pulling that off for that little bit. It's not really, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's there. So I ended up resanding this down, and I got it fairly smooth and repainted it. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. This is where we're at. I got a little bit of touch-up paint I got to do over right around here. You can see a little bit of the orange where it should be gray, but that's no big deal. I did put some plastic behind the windows. You can kind of see them shining there. And same over here on this side here. So let me do a quick touch up, guys, on this gray. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, moving on. Okay, so we need A4, A7, A1, A2. Let me go ahead and start with A4 and A1. Alright, guys, let's start with parts A1 and A4. We have some windows we need to cut out on these pieces here. Both of them are identical, both sides. And then we have some ladders that we're going to be removing here and replacing it with some photo etch. So let's get busy. Okay, here's the remainder pieces for step 7. These A7, there's 2 of these. These are just braces. A2, we had a window in there we had to cut out. I did that off camera. I'm sure you're tired of seeing me do those by now. And then A12. So let's go ahead and get these assembled. Okay, got her completed here, guys. Okay. So now we need to get some primer and paint on this guy and then join it with the other half that we made earlier. Alright, I just realized I didn't show you guys the tower, the completed tower. I know there was a couple of pictures, but I didn't actually show this to you. I think it was in with the part of the video that got thrown in the garbage because of because of my mishap, my stupidity and not paying attention to the instructions. But anyway, guys, here's the completed tower. At least something came out right so far. Yeah. So there you have it. And you can see what I was talking about, guys, with pushing these pieces in here with this photo etch. You can just see it surrounds this thing, and it's almost like everywhere I try to grab, then we got photo etch, and that concerned me about pushing these parts in. So I figured rather than having it a complete structure, it was easier to have them, in separate pieces and put them in there and then assemble it as a tower. It gives us a little bit more to hang on to, if that makes any sense. So, okay, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. I know I'm getting close to about a half an hour in. We have yet to do on this, we have to put we got to prime it and paint it, and then we got to put our windows in, and then we're going to be joining, this is the piece here that we're looking at right here, okay, the one we just looked at, and then we're going to be joining it to this piece here that I screwed up earlier. So we'll do that another day, another time. Let me get this camera flipped around. Alright, guys, once again I appreciate you following along on my build. Yeah, I had us a little mishap halfway through, and I should have been paying attention. It's a simple mistake. It was just flipped upside down, and they look the same either side. So it's the only difference is one has a lip underneath, and well, whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, it has a few battle scars, but half of the battle was getting it back to where at least it looked somewhat presentable, and I think we're okay. I think once we get it mounted onto the ship and we got all the other stuff on it, I think it's gonna hide a lot of that. But hey, I'm only human. We make mistakes. So there we go. We'll just try a little harder now, as we continue this build, and pay attention to the instructions, and see if we cannot make those mistakes again. So anyways, guys, have a great week. Once again, thanks for following along on the build. We're going to pick it back up next weekend where we left off today. I'm just about done with it for now. A little bit of frustration, and it's time to set it aside for a couple of days and go back into it with a clean head. So everybody have a great week. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.